So, speaking of crazy nonsense and escalation,
and
the
Israel
IDF
says it's killed the top commander of Hezbollah in Lebanon.
The IDF attacked Lebanon, claiming that they got a Hezbollah chief, which Hezbollah is part of Lebanese government, like directly. Like they're not a terrorist organization. They are part of the Lebanese government. So the IDF attacked a Lebanese government official. That's the headline that you need to understand.
Lebanon. The Lebanon Health Ministry says the attack in Beirut killed 5 people and injured 28. Lebanon's president...
Again, attacking people in civilian centers, war crime. Just because they chose not to do it against a Palestinian for a change doesn't change the fact that it's still a war crime.
Condemning the attack, saying despite a ceasefire, Israel, quote, disregards repeated calls to cease its attacks on Lebanon.
And guess what? There was a ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon as well that Israel violated. It's almost as if Israel doesn't give a damn about ceasefires or negotiations as long as they get what they want. So, like, there is no good faith diplomacy with Israel.
Now, Israel is accusing Hezbollah of violating the ceasefire by attempting to rearm itself. Foreign correspondent Tom Sufi Burridge is following that story for us. Hi, Tom. What's the latest on this attack and commander
again.
Killed?
Yeah, so this is Hatem Ali Tabataei. He was the chief of staff of Hezbollah. Israel says he was a key operative within the organization. I mean, this is the most significant strike by Israel, Diane, over the course of the last year since a ceasefire was drawn up between Israel and Hezbollah. It is the first attack by the IDF on the capital of Lebanon, Beirut, in 5 months. It is a significant strike and a significant figure within Hezbollah has been targeted here. I mean, look, the Israeli government is saying that Tabataei was basically a barrier towards the disarmament of Hezbollah. We are 3 days away from the 1-year anniversary of that ceasefire. And in theory, that was a deadline set down by Israel by which time Hezbollah was supposed to disarm. But Hezbollah isn't just a military organization, a terrorist organization in the eyes of the US and its allies. It's also a potent political force within Lebanon. And what you've had over the last few months is a process, you know, the US playing a big role, France playing a big role, other Arab nations in the region, trying to push and put pressure on Hezbollah to disarm. But at the moment, there is absolutely no sign that the group is willing to do that. And therefore, the number of escalating attacks by Israel over the last few weeks is getting, you know, bigger and bigger. And therefore,
I'm actually really surprised he just threw Israel under the bus. He said Israel's escalating attacks are getting more and more consistent. I'm getting nervous. Am I losing connectivity? Keep saying I'm disconnected for the server. Don't do that to me. But I am surprised that an ABC News correspondent actually didn't necessarily condemn Israel, but did point out that it is Israel doing the aggression. That's something that usually isn't brought up in the news.
The ceasefire, if we can call it that, looks more and more fragile.
So where does this leave the ceasefire in Lebanon?
Well, I mean, look, there has never really been a total ceasefire. So nearly a year ago, as I said, there was this ceasefire deal. It basically meant that Israel's war against Hezbollah in southern Lebanon ended effectively. And then we did have a massive reduction in terms of Israel's attacks into Lebanon, and also the ground operation that Israeli forces were conducting in Lebanon was greatly withdrawn. And Israel still only occupies very small amounts of territory in southern Lebanon. But look, there isn't really a ceasefire. There isn't a full-blown military campaign by the Israelis, but this pattern of strikes has continued right throughout the past year. It's escalated in the last few weeks. That's why you've got the French government, after this latest strike, saying it is deeply concerned and saying it raises the risk of more escalation. But a senior Israeli military official has told ABC News that there isn't going to be an escalation, that this was a targeted, precise strike within a certain window.
Okay, let's go back to October 14th, 8th. I mean, let's go back to November 2023. Like, this we're only going after Hamas terrorists. Oh, we're only going after the freedom fighters. Oh, we're only going after. Oh, we're only going. This is Israel's song and dance. Oh, this is only a one-time deal. No, the fuck it's not. It never has been and it never will be. Israel is the number one threat to peace in the Middle East because they don't want peace in the Middle East. They want to become the Middle East because Zionists believe God gave it to them. That's the point. That is it. That is the whole thing. End of story.